Everybody up there in Brotherhood land. Stewart here, London, Ontario, Canada. And I have with me one of my bodyguards, Mr. Andrew. And in the background, awaiting pain, is Mr. Jacob. So, gift of destruction. Actually, it's a great technique. When I was coming up learning these techniques, it wasn't one of my favorite ones. But, you know, once you understand a lot of the things behind it, especially the extension, really opened up my eyes. Troy used to always say, if you don't have a good base, you'll never be able to pull off the extension. So, and if you ever see somebody doing this and then doing a self-defense, you know they must be Canadian. We're the only one. We're just too nice. So I'll do it for the blueprint, this way here. So I want to hyperextend here behind the elbow. So when I'm hitting this point here up above, just above the elbow, it's an insertion point, and this one here will weaken this whole other extremity here. If I'm hitting this one like this here, and if I just tap that one there, and then hit that there, you can see what it does. Buckle, it's called mirror inversion. In any event, where there's a strength, there's a weakness. So if I move this position, boom, checking it down, so a pinning check, bringing my elbow across. Now, he's kind of tall for me. I'm not going to raise this up there because it only weakens me. If he has his elbow way up high here, give me some resistance, he can't. But if he has it parallel here, because now he has stability here. That's where it's even. So if I move to this position and I come in here, I can still hit him across the chest, but what's going to drop him is, if I ask him, drop please, it's called complying. But if I get to this position and I hit, there's an insertion point here. When I hit that position here, see how that's going to weaken? Now it allows me to do that, the raking, the checking, and then dropping this motion, hitting him at an insertion point right here, just tapping him that way there. Or I can hit him and allowing margin for error right across the center line. So either one, moving up the circle, hitting him low to cancel his height even more, then use a transitional twist stance with a back knuckle checking low into the pelvis, shooting the knee across. When you bring the knee across, there's an insertion point here. If he keeps it balanced here like this, it's locked pretty tight. But if I just tap that one right there, you can see how it's going to really pull on that ankle and the opposite one. So if I'm using this twist, shoot the knee, I usually bring the forearm up. Come on this way. I bring the forearm up here, and then I drop it immediately. It's putting stress on that opposite knee. Drawing me up to the heel palm, claw to the lower, and then dropping it this way. From this position here, I usually cross. Then I usually use this back to the back of the temple as an exit. So, again, from this position here, 1, 2, 3, drop. Hit, rake, check, drop that hammer. Transitional, shoot the knee, bring the forearm up, drop the claw, then you can make your exit. The other thing you can do is, they grab you like this and handshake, or even a wrist grab. A couple things you can do there to get escape that without having to go through all this. Let go, please, and then you can make your exit. So, so if I bring in Mr. Jacob now, even if it was from a wrist grab, you can pull the same thing from a wrist grab rather than a handshake. If he grabs, I'll just grab him. If he grabs me here, you can do the same thing. Just grab him here and do the same thing. However, I don't know anybody in the streets that's going to go up there and grab you by the wrist. Maybe you do. But if you grab me here and I try to pull away, there, that could happen. I saw it in a movie. So if he grabbed here, I tried to pull away and he grabbed here. Now he grabs, I grab. But I want to control. If you control 2 of the 3, height, width, and depth, controlling 2 of the 3, the third one cancels out. Most of you already know that. So, boom here, I'm coming across him, he's got a wider curve here. So what I want to do is I want to cut that. Now, see what that does? Drops him right in. Allows me now to use the claw, rake, check, boom. So I cut my angle that way. See where he's positioned here. Now I move up the circle, dropping that. Now I want to use the transitional twist stance, and at the same time I step, I want to land that punch at the same time, checking here at the pelvis. There's my line entry, path of entry. Remember, the path of least resistance is on the weaker side. If he's too far away and I can't reach this, I'll just shoot the kick, lift, drop this. Because a kick is nothing more than an exaggerated knee. So, thank you, sir. Bring in Mr. Andrew again. So you got how tall are you, 6'2"?
6'1", sir.
6'1", and he's about 6'6". So am I. I'm just trapped in this body. Anyway. So if I just want to tell you a couple more things. Come over this way, sir. Okay. Same thing here. If he had grabbed me even with two hands, right, and I tried to crisscross to pull away, he could grab. He could still grab me here. Crisscrossing the hands this way here, doesn't matter left over right, because he has no strength here. I can do this, and right away, he's really sweaty. Right away, I try to get away, and he grabs this position here. It's not this I'm worried about now, it's that. So I can pull the same thing off just by tapping here, and that doesn't matter. See how he turned? Now I can drop, rake, hit, see the angle here? Now he's in a perfect position here. If I move, I don't have to move up the circle. I can omit this move. He's already canceled. He's already dropped down. I can go right into that transitional, and that back knuckle is just in the right line of entry to shoot the knee and then make my escape. So those are the kind of things I wanted to make sure I mentioned about this one here, what it does to the opposite side. Upper extremity, lower extremity. Same thing would apply this way. Same with the neck. Hit this point, releases the neck. Hit this point, releases the chest. With insertion point. So, I think that's about it. It's all I want to do on gift of destruction. Thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Paul Burr is our videographer. Have a great weekend.